everyone, so today we're doing a dramatic wing liner look that's really simple with the eyeshadow, dramatic on the wing, and I'm giving you three lip options for you in this video so that you guys can see how one eye look can be worn with so many different colors, and they're all very different. I didn't do a nude, but you could do a nude if you wanted to, like a peachy nude, a pinky nude would be nice. I gave you three options. This is the first one. I love this, and I will show you towards the end of the video what this lip color is. So if you want to see how to do the eyes and the rest of the face, plus three different lip options, then stay tuned. Alright, so we're going to work on the eyes first and finish that, and then finish the rest of the face. I'm going to be using the Viseart matte palette, the one that has all of the neutral shades. I think that this has a lot of the colors that you will need. In fact, pretty much every color you need for blending, for creating smoky eyes and transition shades. And so I'm going to use this. Now, if you don't have this, just use what you have, because this look is so easy. I promise you guys, it does not take a lot of products. So I'm going to start by applying a very light shade, and I'm going to use this white color here, and I'm using a Sigma Blending E25 brush. And I'm going to go over that concealer just to make sure that everything is set. I did use some setting powder, but I want to be sure before I apply anything, especially in the crease. Then I'm going to take that same brush, and I'm going to be working with this color here, and that's going to be the main color of today's look. And I'm going to take it and load it up, tapping off the excess. And I'm going to start by taking it on its side this way before flipping it like this way. So using the point of the bristles to really kind of wedge this into the crease. And these blend out so incredibly easy, you guys. It's really nice. So once I've applied that, I'm going to take the brush and then turn it on its side, and then start going in that windshield wiper motion back and forth. And I'm also going to bring it down to the outer V as well, because this is the only shade that I'm using today. Then with a crease brush, I'm using the Morphe E27, and I'm going to go around the edges just to kind of buff those out and make sure there's not any harsh lines, and bring that up towards the brow bone area. Now I do want to add a little bit of something extra, but it's not really going to do a whole lot as far as adding a ton of color. I use this really light peach shade here, just to kind of buff everything out. So it adds just a little bit of something, but it's not that heavy, so you're not going to really see it too much. And that's why I like this Sigma brush. I did a video all about my favorite eye brushes, and if you haven't seen it, I will link it here. And I talk about this brush being something that can do so much, so hopefully this video can show you that. It's a really good brush. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to use a pencil brush. This is the MAC 219 with that same shade that I use in the crease. I'm going to apply this to my lower lashes. And I'm also going to make sure that the under eye area connects up into this outer V. And I'm going to just apply a little bit more product, more concentrated on this outer V, the same shade. It's just going to look a little darker. And it just creates a little bit of dimension without having to use multiple different shades. I wanted a little bit of shimmer, so I decided to bust out my Too Faced Totally Cute palette that I haven't used in quite some time, and I really like this palette. It's such a good palette. So I'm going to use this shade here called Shooting Star. It's a very metallic champagne. So I'm going to go very lightly with it on a Sonia Kashuk 106 brush. And it's also going to go into the inner corner. Alright, so as you probably have already noticed throughout the video, I've got a wing eyeliner on. I haven't done a wing liner in a very long time, just because, one, this girl messes up wing liner all the time. Two, takes too freaking long. And three, I don't have time for that. So I decided to make time for it today, so that's what we're doing. But before I do the wing liner, I'm going to tight line first. And I'm just using a black pencil I busted out the Stila Stay All Day liquid liner. This is in a pen form. My Kat Von D is getting kind of dry, so this is the only one that I've got. I gotta go buy a new one. So I'm just gonna start by applying the line just a little bit thicker on the outer part and super thin on the inner corner before moving on to the wing. Alright, so I have the base of the line done. Now what I did was I went back to this little thing here from, what is this brand? Beauty Blender, the liner designer. I was on the fence about it for quite some time. I could just never get it to look exactly identical. I don't know, and it was just awkward having to hold this down like so, and here, and there's no sort of balance with the hands. So I decided that I was gonna try by using a little technique of taking an angled liner brush with the same shadow that I use in the crease, but I'm just barely, you guys, this is what I did. Tapped it barely so that I can get a very thin outline of the line to make sure I can match it up before using the liquid liner. So if you have this, or if you struggle with doing a wing and having both eyes match, I mean, this could be something that could help you. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna just follow my lower lash line, and I'm going to come up at an angle, and I think that that might be kind of similar to how I did it with this other eye. Just really lining up the bottom of this to my lower lash line, and then kind of coming up towards the tip of my brow. And, oh, my lash. Let's see. And I'm just going to just kind of stamp it. You may be able to see just the tiniest hint of a kind of shadow there. And I don't think that's even. See? And then the best part, wait for it, is that if it doesn't work, you didn't use too much, you can just do one of those numbers, and the line is diffused, so it's not like it's going to stay there. But if you did that with liquid liner and you messed it up, girl, you're going to have to start over. I wouldn't. I would just roll with it and say screw it. So from the tip of the wing, or the line, I'm going to create another line that kind of comes down and meets with the liner that I already had. And then you just basically fill in that little triangle. That's probably the easiest way to do it. What I wanted to do is take some black eyeshadow. I'm going to go in with the one in this palette and the same angled brush that I used to create the outline for the wing. And I'm going to go over the line to make it more of a matte liner, because this one from Stila does not dry matte, and I really wanted it to be like a matte, like a flat matte color. So just going to apply a little bit of that over the top. Alright, so I have tried to get the wings to look as perfect as possible. I don't really care if they're not, whatever. I'm going to apply some mascara because I got to finish this look. So, of course, I'm using the Tarte Lash Paint. There you go. The one in the black and gold tube. And it's got such a pretty little cap on it. So, this is my favorite. Then for the lower lashes, I use the Wet n Wild Mega Wear that I got from the Dollar Tree, and you can usually find these there. It's about time for me to get a new one, but it seems to work pretty well on the lower lashes. Alright, so we have to finish the face, and I need some color because I'm looking very, very flat and pale. Hopefully you guys can't see. My foundation looks a little bit, because my skin is like super dry. Okay, so I'm going in with the Smashbox palette. I've used this in multiple tutorials. And that's my dog scratching at the door. I've used this in multiple tutorials, and it's a limited edition thing, but I have seen these colors in like trios and individual little, let me hold this a little better, and individual compacts and things like that. So I'm just going to go on with this color. As you can see, it's super dirty, because I really like this shade called Rich Bronze. It's got a little bit of a warmth to it, which I like. And I like to use the Morphe E3, which is a nice fluffy brush for that, and it's kind of got like a little point. And I'm just gonna kind of start adding some color to my skin because I'm pretty pale. So I'm kind of dusting this all over because I'm pretty pale. So for blush, I want to keep it really light and simple and use something that looks very natural because I'm going to be giving you 3 different lip options, and in order for you to be able to use different color lip products, I think it's good to be able to use like have a blush that seems pretty natural and very neutral, nothing too bright, nothing crazy. So for me, of course, I'm going to go back into this palette because I really do like this. I'm using the shade called True Flush. It gives you a very natural flush, which is probably why they call it True Flush. And I use the Morphe E4, which is an angled brush, to apply that. Kind of add that to the apples of my cheek first. And then kind of just blend that into the rest of my bronzer. A clean brush. This is the Real Techniques Multitask. And soften everything out before going in with my highlight. For my highlight, I'm actually going to go back into the Too Faced Totally Cute palette. I'm going to use the same eyeshadow that I have on the lid, keeping it easy. And I'm going to go in with the Morphe M501. And go in for it. Yes. This is so pretty. Cupid's bow. For a finishing spray, which you guys know I don't use finishing sprays. I have never been able to find one that I like, except occasionally when my skin is really dry, I like to use the Smashbox Primer Water, which this is a small size, like a travel size, and as you can see, I'm down to the last bit. So I decided to pick up the Urban Decay All Nighter. I've seen this in quite a few tutorials, and people seem to like this. Years back, I tried the D-Slick, and I hated it. I feel like it made me greasy in like 2 seconds flat. I was just like, it's like I took a bowl of grease and just sunk my face into it. It's like, no. So I'm going to give this a go. This is an oil-free, paraben-free setting spray, not powder. And let this kind of just fall onto my face. Oh, I feel it. Okay, so that works. Okay. I hate setting sprays because the ones that I have tried have had the worst little spray nozzle where it's like droplets. And I don't like that. So that was just a really fine mist. And actually you don't even see any wet spots. So far, so good. Okay, we're doing 3 lip combos today. So here is the first lip option. This is the LORAC Alter Ego Lip Gloss in the shade Goddess. It's a beautiful kind of purple shade. It is a lipstick from Wet n Wild in the shade called Deep Wine. And this is a beautiful kind of deep raspberry wine type color. It looks a little bit more raspberry-ish, like undertone, than it does in the lipstick bullet, but it actually is a really beautiful shade, and this is very pigmented. This is just a few passes over the lips. Is a longwear lipstick in the shade Noisette by Jouer Cosmetics, and it's a beautiful brown shade. It's not too dark, but it's definitely brown. It's a beautiful tone of brown, actually, and I really like it, and I think it pairs really nicely with this eye look. All right, and that completes this tutorial for you guys today. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing one eye look with 3 different lip options, varying in different shades and also different formulas. It's a gloss, a lipstick, and a longwear lipstick to accommodate a lot of people in those formulas, because I know not everybody loves a gloss. I'm a gloss girl, and this formula is right up my alley. I absolutely love them and highly recommend the Alter Ego lip gloss formula. If you're looking for a very pigmented, glossy, comfortable lip gloss, that's where it's at. So I like this video. I don't think I've done a video like this before where I've done 3 different lip options. So I enjoyed it. I ultimately went back to the purple because I have been eyeing this color, and I told you guys when I reviewed the set that I wanted to do a look with like a winged liner and then just use this lip color as the focal point of the look. So that's what I did today. So I hope that you guys liked it. Thank you for tuning in for the video. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Also subscribe if you are not a subscriber. If you are, thank you so much for your love and support. I love you very much. Have a fabulous day, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.